by
Fuck
what
this.
happened. Oh.
We came to get wild and get buck. Came to rock the house and get drunk. From the floor to the ceiling, go nuts. Any sign of destruction's on us. My adrenaline's pumping, feel it all in my veins. Don't worry, percussions, then stay out the way.
Cheers. Welcome in, AubyNAussie, Talk Cross episode 5. This one, ladies and gentlemen, training with the mullet. We are here, us three gentlemen. We're just a bunch of goofballs in love with extreme sports. We happen to participate in ice cross downhill. My name, TJ Albrecht, broadcasting from Minnesota.
Hey guys, Aussie Crash Out, broadcasting from Brisbane.
I'm Mullet Mike. I'll go ahead and introduce my damn self. And I'm coming from you from the Lone Star State right here. This is Austin, Texas, baby. Hey, thank you guys for having me. I'm pumped to see y'all. I miss y'all, and I was real bummed that we didn't get to go to Russia and see each other again and race and everything. So I was counting on seeing you guys one more time. So I'm glad that I get to see your pretty faces here.
Is the mullet gonna do a shoey?
I got an old hockey skate. Oh man!
Don't smell it. You don't smell it. Just don't do that. Just a tip. Drink quick.
Just a little bit. Yeah, you gotta drink quick.
See, this was not a good pour. Obbs, I needed you to pour this. This is a very foamy pour.
Oh,
that's gonna be a tough one to get down. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Good luck, buddy.
Here we go, boys. Cheers.
Cheers. Yes.
Attaboy,
yes.
Come on.
Go.
No spillage.
Go. Wow, this is the best one yet. Oh my goodness. That was fucking golden.
Woo!
Exhilarating.
I think that skate's ruined now.
No, it'll be fine until you get it wet again, and then it'll smell like beer, and you'll be at the change room. People are like, have you been drinking today? Like, no, why?
Yes, I have. I've been on a couple of small races where no one else went, and I was able to podium and have some champagne parties, and I didn't wash my jersey, and it just smells like champagne. It smells like victory all the time. All the time.
Well, that's perfect, because leading into that one, I guess a lot of the viewers and listeners haven't actually known a lot about Mullet Mike. So why don't you give us a bit of a background?
Start out with the kid, Britton Morris, kind of introduce y'all to how I got introduced to this sport and tell that story first. I saw it for the first time. I'm pretty sure I was playing junior hockey in Dallas. A bunch of buddies and I were hanging around, drinking and watching just ridiculous shit on YouTube, and we came across it. I was kind of like the faster, kid on the team. And they're like, oh, yeah, you would do great at this. And I was like, I mean, it doesn't really look like – speed matters, yeah, but I've never hit jumps before. I don't know. So it was kind of the joke that I would do well at it. I always had the interest of, like, I want to try it at least. Fast forward 5 years and still hadn't tried it, of course. I met this guy named Jack Schramm, who you guys obviously know. He's been racing with y'all for years. He came into my gym and was trying to push his Rooted Athlete deodorant. All just excited about this deodorant that was going to save our lives from cancer and stuff. I've used the deodorant ever since. We kind of became buddies and we're talking and stuff. And I asked him, what he did besides slinging deodorant, and he's like, well, I travel a lot and I do this sport called crashed ice. It was still crashed ice at the time. I was like, you gotta be kidding. I've always wanted to do that. I played hockey my whole life, and it's always one of those things that I'm gonna eventually do it. Being from Texas, there's no flat ice qualifications that come through, and so I started talking to him about, hey, how could I try the sport? Like, can anyone just show up or whatever? So he kind of gave me the ropes and everything, and he told me to go up and try this small race in Minnesota. I think it was in Bloomington, maybe. I was like, okay, fuck it. I'll come up there and try it. And I had a decent level of confidence in my abilities. I'm like, I've skated my whole life. I can skate. Get there, get on the track, and turns out I can't skate. Oddly enough, I have never skated on anything other than flat ice, an ice rink. I had never played pond hockey. I had never played hockey outdoors. Ice outdoors that's exposed to the elements and everything like that is very, very different than a flat ice. Even after playing a full game and the ice is all chewed up, it still doesn't compare. the ice is bubbly and uneven and has huge fucking chunks missing out of it. And I'm not even talking about the downhill, the slopes, the jumps, any of that. I'm just talking about standing on the ice. I felt like a fucking kid at Learn to Skate. I was like, what did I get myself into? But I was like, I'm here. I'm going to, do what I can. The first few times I went down, just fucking Bambi legs, scared as shit, looking like an idiot. Just like, come on, kid. Like, what are you doing? Just pissed off at myself. And then finally, as I was talking to one of the guys there, and on that track, it was like a nice tight turn. And then there was some rollers that you could gap. I think they were probably like 15 feet apart, which was huge at the time.
On that first straight, the first downhill section, the start ramp turns right, heads back down, and you got the big doubles that had no boards on the left. So if you fell off the track, you were literally in the forest.
Yeah, trees.
That part,
I was like, I could die. Someone was like, man, you just fucking go for it. And like, you'll realize it's not as scary. He's like head to toe in pads. And at the time I was wearing all hockey pads. I was all bulky, looked like a fucking football player out there. So I was like, you know what? I came all the way out here. Fuck it. I'm just going to do it. And man, but that first air time, and I slammed hard. I did not land it. I cleared it, but just immediately ate shit. But from there on out, I was fucking addicted, and it was one of those things where I was like, I was meant for this sport. I got to do it. I ended up making the final 64 in that race, just barely, and then I got eliminated the first round. I was hooked. That was all it took. And then, I've done 2 seasons, 7 races now. I'm more addicted to it than ever.
8 races. And
eight races. I've done 8 races.
Oh
wow! I guess one of them was so bad. I forgot.
You freaking made 42nd, buddy.
40. I didn't finish
in your first race.
I finished third in the heat, so I think that pushed me up.
We had really
you forget. We're a very professional crew here on this podcast, so we do our research. I don't know if you realize that or not, but
you have the
it's up right here. We have to.
But no, honestly, seriously, that was one of the best stories we could have heard, because an experience like that, you're now fully addicted. You are straight up obsessed
100%.
with the sport. I feel the same way. Aussie felt the same way.
It's the airtime for me. There's nothing like sexier than just nailing a transition and it's just dead silent in the air, and you just focus on that landing point, and as soon as you hit, it's like nice and crisp, and you just know you just nailed it. And then you just want to go again. The part for me that sucks is the skating, stopping, and turning. But the airtime's fun, so
all the basic ice skating skills, those are the worst parts. I'm right there with you with the jumps. But man, if you have like in fucking Dulac, I love that track because it's just like, it's pretty much an all-out sprint out of the gates. Into a 30-foot set of rollers that you have to clear. To me, like, there's nothing better than burying your head and going as fast as you can, and then the anticipation and like getting yourself psyched out for that first jump. I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Ozzy, that skating is one of the best parts, just striding it out.
You have such a sexy stride, though. I'll actually throw a clip in here because I chased you one of those practice runs.
Go!
Go!
And your stride is just like picturesque. Like it is fantastic.
I appreciate that.
If I'm not mistaken, though, now over that gap, I did witness you as well as one of our past guests, Cale Johnstone, kind of take a bit of a tumble. Am I not mistaken?
Well, and they both go down, yeah? Both of them.
The thing there is it's really hard to navigate that double with guys in front of you.
Yeah.
Walk us through that one a little bit.
That was my first like good solid crash in I'm not gonna say a big moment, but for me it was a big moment. It was the quarterfinals of the
That's a big moment. Come on.
Okay, thank you. So I was fucking excited about it, and whenever you get to that stage, you're really 1 or 2 stumbles from someone else or slips away from the finals. And so you start getting that like, fuck this, I can make it to the finals.
Anything can happen.
Turns out the stumble didn't happen to one of the other skaters. It happened to me. So I didn't make it to the finals, but it was still fucking exciting. That was like one of my favorite tracks. I've done that track and 4 others. I love that track. I love the setup. I love the beginning and the start. and it works perfect for me because I'm fast out of the gate. I do have that going for me. Man, if you watch that video back in slow motion and there's like 4 rollers that you go over, you see Bergie, Kale handling those rollers, and they look so silky smooth. And I'm like on one skate, and then on the other skate, I'm all over the place coming through. I'm like, you watch those jets come in when it's real windy and they're coming in for a landing, and they're just like, you're like, what the is that thing gonna crash? Yeah, that was me on those rollers. Anyways, I had a great start and got out in front, and Kale did too, and we kind of were starting to squeeze Bergie off. He's a skilled racer and
experience, man.
Experience. And he was striding, and he kept doing this little like hand, like every time he would stride, he just clipped me. Boom.
I know how that feels.
He did it. It shook me. Like it got me all off balance, and it fucking worked. And I was beside him, and then he kind of got out in front of me. And when I hit that jump, this is a mistake that I have done over and over again, and now I've learned whenever I practice and I'm doing my training runs, I find what I'm comfortable with, and I tend to stick to that. That is a horrible thing to do because you never know where you're going to end up coming into that jump. So you need to hit it from all angles. You need to be able to feel comfortable. And then if you get your ideal line, awesome. But if you don't, then at least you feel somewhat comfortable. So I hadn't practiced where I was hitting that jump at all. And I was right behind Bergie, and Kale and I were like side by side, and we hit that jump, and with a racer in front of you, you're completely blind to it. Slammed my feet down where I thought I was going to be on a nice downhill and get a good pump. And instead it was just like, right in the top of the jump, double toe pick, face slam. I go to get up. Kale did the same. I mean, it was in sync. We looked pretty majestic doing it. I'm not going to lie. And I go to get up, and I just catch an edge and just turns me, and I slam into the boards and fall in the snow, and I'm completely out of the race. It was one of those things where it was so much fun. Afterwards, I wasn't even mad. I was just like.
Despite all that happened, like you said, you crash, you fall, you honestly could have broken something, let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. You hit the wrong way, and that's it.
But you're still addicted. It made you obsessed with the sport. It's bringing you back for next year, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If anything, I mean, that particular crash made me love it even more. That was also, that was my first time making it far enough to be on TV. So I was on NBC Sports, my big shining moment on NBC Sports.
Dude, again,
grinding your face into the eyes.
Yeah, that was
happen very often.
Yeah, that was my big moment. So I got all my friends and family around to watch it. It was great.
Honestly, coming from AubyNAussie, we want to thank you for coming on. You're one hell of a fucking beauty. We think your out-of-the-box style is absolutely fucking mint for this sport.
What do you mean out-of-the-box style? He's perfect. It's not out of the box. It's just how Texans dress, apparently, I've been told.
Everything's bigger in Texas, right?
Hey, I am the fucking box, pal, all right?
Give our viewers here a little bit of just a quick speed round of who, what, where, when, why. I'm going to get to our more pertinent subject. It's going to be the mullet, man.
So again, Britton Morris is the name. I go by Mullet Mike for obvious fucking reasons right here. Started racing 2 years ago. I have 2 seasons under my belt. I love doing crazy shit. I love doing fun shit. I love pushing myself. I've competed my whole life, played hockey, golf, and tennis in college. After that, you don't necessarily lose that competitive edge, but you have nothing to compete for anymore. And then I started coaching. Now I'm an owner of a gym here in Austin called Atomic Outpost. That kind of got my fix. I was able to put my competitive juices into business and into the gym and everything. Still getting back and actually competing and having those big moments and getting those butterflies and having that fear and everything, like that's the reason why I do it. I feel goddamn lucky to be able to fucking do it, and it's incredible.
Cheers, brother, man.
The camaraderie, whenever you're on hockey teams your entire life, you're with your boys and you build that brotherhood and everything. And we have that amongst the racers here. I'm fairly new, but everyone has been welcoming, and you immediately get thrown into the mix of people talking shit, and then people people giving you tips and trying to help you out and encouraging you. So
people
it's
mind fucking you the whole
yeah,
time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
So
Britton, you looking you're right out there. You're looking a bit slow today. Is everything all right?
Yeah. I don't know if I'll say this. I felt like a moment of passage, but whenever you're on a new team, like the team captain or the stud, the best guy on the team, like talks shit to you or makes fun of you for the first time, and you kind of feel like, oh, that's like almost acknowledging that I'm good enough in there. And so I went out and I was standing there getting ready for the quarterfinal race, and Cam Noss, who just absolutely destroys this fucking sport, he came up to me and he goes, "Hey man, the female's already done racing." And and he said it, and it was like, it got me so pumped up. I was like, man, top guys talking shit to me. I was like, this is it. I'm here. I've arrived.
Let's go.
Mullet Mike has fucking arrived.
Is that why Nas is always so nice to me? Because, there's no threat. I do want to know, though, alongside the fantastic skating and obviously the beauty you have, what does it take to keep the mullet going? Because it is.
That's the diamond question right there.
It sounds like it sounds like a hell of a job to keep her looking like she does. If you wake up that pretty, I'm just fucking done. I'm just walking out straight up.
This morning, I'll give you the run. Motherfucker opens his eyes, gets out of bed, turns to the side, shakes his hairs to the mullet gods, and it's ready to fucking go for the whole goddamn day. And that is it. I'm telling you. I don't really use any product or anything like that. I don't style my hair. I wear hats sometimes. When I wake up, I'll put a hat on, and that'll kind of tame it, keep it down, and make it flow how it does. The other secret is, some people find this gross, but as soon as you touch my hair, you'll disregard your previous judgments. I don't use any type of shampoo or conditioner in my hair. I bathe and I shower and I scrub my hair and everything. Whenever you use shampoo and conditioner all the time, it takes out your natural oils. Yeah. And your natural oils are what makes it look so fucking, come on. Like
that's exactly my excuse for not washing my hair every single day, and no one believes me. So at least that's proof now.
It's proven. And when I do use some shampoo, it's my buddy and apparently a previous guest on here, Cale Johnstone, who has his own Miracle Flow bottle. So Miracle Flow, I ordered his signature shampoo with his beautiful face on it, so I get to shower with him all the time. And they sent me all kinds of stuff, some conditioner, some other type of hair product, and then a hat and everything. Those guys are awesome.
Dude, which, if I'm not mistaken, Riff Raff is in a music video wearing Cale Johnstone's jersey, rocking the Miracle Flow.
I just saw, I follow Riff Raff on Instagram because he's a fucking legend.
Dude, shout out to Riff Raff for sure.
Jody High Roller, baby. And he fucking was, I saw it before because I follow him. I saw it and I was like, I was about to tag Cale in it. And then I saw that Cale liked it. And I was like, oh, Cale's already seen it. And then I go to his story and he posted. But yeah, Riff Raff sitting there smoking a blunt, just rocking out to one of his new songs that he's just recorded. And he's wearing the snake skin jersey.
It's fantastic.
Oh, incredible. Fantastic.
Here's my big question, though. Without any sort of product, without any sort of natural routine, are you going to give your significant other a shout-out for the haircuts that she's been providing you?
I just got one today. Yeah, so she just shaved it all up, cleaned me all up, got the feathered, and that's one of the other things that helps out. She feathers this. She works her magic back here and feathers this. And it's just all perfectly texturized. And so that way when it falls, it just, come on, man. Look at that perfection.
Part 2 of that question, when is she going to be available to travel for the tour and provide haircuts to the rest of the team? Because, goddamn, we have some greasy motherfuckers on this tour.
If everyone agrees to rock a mullet next time we're out, I'll tell her to bring the shears and she'll get mullets for everybody.
Outside of just looking like an absolute beauty, you own your own gym facility, and obviously you trained really well to pick up the skills so quickly from the short time you've been in the sport. Well, like, what's your kind of go-to, like your personal training?
I was talking to Jack about this. I just designed a full 6-month program, a training program that will build you up, get you to where you need to be for this sport specifically. And so I can go over that, but I followed my gym's programming, which I program sometimes and some of the other coaches program. It's a lot of lifting. It's a lot of high intensity work, so you're training pretty much every attribute, but between strength and strength endurance, and you're working on speed and everything. So it's a really good variety, well-rounded. We call our training like you're building up your RFL, which is your readiness fitness level. And from that, you can kind of pull, because you fill up your tank of everything. I'm training everything, and I'm filling up my tank of my RFL. And then I kind of pull from that to, when I want to go more sport specific, or I really want to focus on whatever it may be, speed or anything like that. So I kind of just followed the programming that we did, and then sprinkled a little bit of power and explosive movements in there, and then really worked on my starts. But other than that, just advice from all of you guys, which was hitting the skate park, which has been huge. I didn't take it seriously enough before my first season. And I think I maybe hit the skate park like 3 or 4 times. And I grew up skateboarding. So I was, used to going to the skate park and hanging out there and doing stuff, but not really on rollerblades. And so it's a different animal. And, but that has been like the biggest thing that has helped.
The sport has gone from being a hobby to an actual professional sport. The competition level from year to year has skyrocketed, right?
Yeah.
But we think back to, at least when I first started, when people were going through a round of 64, a round of 32, you could honestly hear the top guys go, this is a joke round. This is easy, man. Like, I don't know. I'm just going to wait to get to the final. Nowadays, you're looking at a round of 64, and every freaking heat is a battle, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a battle just to even get to that point, or get to even Saturday night, right?
Absolutely.
Even watching it, like you watch some of the Heat lineups, like when the Heat list comes out, and you're like, that could have been a final like 3 or 4 years ago, like without a problem.
Yeah,
like, every Heat.
So instead of just doing like your simple squats and your bench presses and a couple box jumps here and there, the way that the sport is going, with the way that your training is going, I've only seen you progress, tenfold over the last 2 seasons. So I know, at least myself, I got to take a peek at that training regimen, man. You at least got to give me a little teaser.
I need that as well. I need that really badly. So
I appreciate that, and I've definitely I definitely put the work in. I never viewed it as a hobby when I came into it, and after that first kind of race that I did, I was like, I want to do this. I don't want to do it half-assed. I don't like to do anything half-assed, but I don't want to come into it just to say that I do it, just get shit on every single time and never make it to the top 64. And I took it pretty seriously. I knew almost absolutely nothing about the sport. And so it was hard to know exactly what to train for. So I took my hockey background and I was like, okay, I need to do this type of training to get into it. But now that I've been in for 2 seasons, I kind of feel like I have a better grasp on how to properly train. And so this year I actually designed, like I said earlier, a full training program. It's 6 months long. It consists of 4 phases, and I'll go over it with you.
That's actually perfect, because it's 7 months till the season, right?
yeah, exactly. But so depending on how fit you already are, how much you work out and all that kind of stuff, that determines how far in advance you need to actually start doing sport-specific training. This fucking guy. And based on that, kind of tells you, hey, if you're someone that you feel personally that you're not in, tip-top performance
or any shape. Yep. Right here. Let's go.
It's not true for you, Oz. I've seen that power. Ain't no way they're gonna dog you. So that changes how long you need to really focus your training and everything like that. But I feel like 6 months gives you a good runway where you can enjoy a lot of your training. And it's not all sport specific training. As I walk through it, you'll kind of understand. I say 6 months, and a lot of people kind of like take a step back and like, that's a long fucking time to be training towards something. But it's really not. You should be training year round. No matter what, if you're in a sport, if you're not in a sport, if you're just trying to live life, you should be physically active and doing some type of training. I don't care what it is, year round. I don't
mean to interrupt you, but your body is an investment, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So 6 months, really isn't that much, because like I said, you should be training year round. This program that I designed starts off with a lot more, in gym training. Whenever you're looking to train for a specific sport, you have to find what you need and what you personally need to work on. And so everyone's program is going to be a little bit different. I broke this program up into 4 different phases. Each one of these phases can last a different amount of time. The way I designed this one is for phase 1 to be 6 weeks long. Its purpose and the focus of the first phase is primarily gaining muscle, gaining lean muscle size. And with that, a lot of people think about, I'm gaining size as a bad thing. Like, Aussie, you're a big dude, right? Whenever you hear gaining size, you're like, oh, no. I don't need to gain fucking size, right?
Yeah.
Like,
that was my training problem. I was like, usually 105-ish kilos plus or minus a couple kilos. And then
no one knows what that means. Yeah, no one knows what that means.
200, let's go at least, let's baseline at 220 pounds, right? And people are like, oh, we got to, like, everything in my head is like, you have to get lighter so you can skate better. But then I start losing like fat and I go to the gym and I start putting muscle on and I'm heavier at the end than before I started. And everyone's like, that's bad. But if you got the power behind it, like in my head at least, like you can do it.
Yeah,
like being a big dude's not a bad thing. Like look at Carl Croxall, like he smashed it, like past world champion, just because with a big body, it's hard to get around.
It's not a bad thing if you're someone who is big body, because what happens is you're a lot of times replacing fat with lean muscle, which is a good thing. And sometimes you'll weigh a little bit more, like you said, Oz, like you started doing that and you weighed a little more. Not a bad thing. The first phase, 6 weeks long, the primary focus is training hypertrophy, which is putting on lean muscle size, and then training like your stabilizer muscles. And what this does is this is like, all the muscles that support around like your joints and everything. You have your primary movers and the muscles that are doing like the heavy lifting and the work during these lifts. And then you have the muscles that are the stabilizer muscles that give it support and structure while you do that lift so you can do the lift efficiently. So they're just as important. And a lot of people neglect those, and it oftentimes ends in injury. Core training as well, because same thing, you train your core, that gives you the ability to do these lifts properly and safely. And that kind of gives you the building block, and you follow progressions into heavier loads. So not only are you building lean muscle mass, but you're also, training your body and preparing it for heavier loads. So that transitions into phase 2, which is strength and power. And now strength training, you're starting to get into that like 80% of your 1RM. You're lifting heavier, you're doing less reps, that type of thing.
Are there specific exercises that you're recommending during this specific period?
Yeah. So I do a lot of weighted lunges because I have had some issues in the past, like I said, with my psoas and my hip flexor. And for some reason, squats feel worse to me than lunges. A clean is a great total body lift, and you're training total strength with that one. My upper body as well, with movements like bent over rows and military press and some bench and everything like that. And then, deadlifts, those types of exercises. I am just simply building mass, lean muscle mass throughout my entire body.
Well, I was going to say, on top of just the exercises themselves, like your Insta is just covered in you having some amazingly good looking food. Like it's not just the exercise itself, it's the diet side of it as well is a huge factor.
Diet is a huge factor. There are really 5 things that go into your health, how you feel on a daily basis, how you perform in a sport. And the first one that controls everything is genetics, something that none of us have a choice in. We are dealt the hand that we are dealt, and we work with what we have. The next one is your quality of life, your stress levels, your anxiety, all that kind of stuff. If
Big factor.
Huge factor. I put it number 2. The third one is your rest. That be being your rest between your workouts, your rest at night, how much sleep you're getting, the quality of sleep you're getting, everything like that. The fourth one is your diet. It's huge. You can work out like an animal, but if you're eating like shit, then you're kind of defeating the purpose. And with diet, you have to find what works for you, because what works for me isn't going to work for everybody else. I eat, like I said, I eat all the time. I eat everything in sight. I am a huge carb person. I eat pastas and rice. When I'm around Jack, if you guys have been around Jack for extended periods of time and seen the way he eats and the things he stays away from, it's insane. And he's like, bro, you got that all American diet, man. I'm like, I'm drinking fucking chocolate milk.
Dude, I have the perfect story for this. Not only were you late to Japan this year, for
my God.
some really messed up reasons.
We can get into that later.
I'm pretty sure the first thing you did when you got to the track, what did you have in your hand?
So I got to the track right as you guys were doing the briefing and everything.
Right, briefing / track inspection.
Yeah, and then right into our first training run.
Pretty serious stuff.
So I got there. I literally flew in, got on a subway, and went straight to the track. So I didn't have time to eat or anything. I was fucking starving. There was a couple of trays of food there. We're in Japan, so it's Japanese food.
Bento boxes.
I went over to her. I turned on a little mullet charm, and I was just like, "Hey,
me hungry."
Exactly, mullet hungry.
That was brutal. That was so bad.
So I went over to her, and I was just like, I said, "What's it gonna take? What's a mullet got to do to get a bite of that food?" And so we went into the bathroom, and then 3 minutes later, I came out and I had some food. But, no, I told her, hey, this is what happened. I was just held prisoner in Russia, and I just got here. Can I please have some of this food? And she was nice enough to give me the food, and I was inhaling it. I remember I was running into all you guys, and I was just, like, eating it with my hand, and I was scarfing it down. Everyone was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Because I didn't give you an opportunity at actually the start of the show, because generally we allow our special guests to give us a funny story about ice cross that they've had over the year. Maybe you want to give our viewers a slight view of your experience getting to Japan and being stuck in Russia, because from what I hear, that was a pretty unreal experience.
I wasn't in for the Yokohama race. I didn't have a wild card spot or anything, and I went to Japan to do the Nagano race, which was originally a 250, but because of track conditions, I think is what they blamed
warm
it
weather.
On. Warm weather and the track conditions, they ended up bumping it down. So anyways, I went to Nagano, so I was already in Japan.
Austria was still a 500.
And I guess I wasn't on that one.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Keep going.
I'm in Nagano, countryside Japan, and I didn't give a fuck if it was a 100 or 250 because it was awesome up there. My girlfriend went with me, and we were up there with Matt Kawahara and his girlfriend, and we stayed in this like awesome place, and we all hung out. We got shit faced the night before the finals. Like, it was
so sick.
It was an incredible time. But anyways, Christian had said it's getting changed to a 100, but we're still going to honor the wild card spot. So that way you can still earn your wild card spot. So I was like, oh, fucking game on. I'm going to take it serious enough to still win. And by the way, I say I was getting drunk the night before. That doesn't mean I wasn't taking it seriously, because this is fuel.
This is definitely fuel.
This is mullet fuel right here.
In this sport, it's all fuel.
Well, I was just going to say, for anyone that doesn't actually know about the different levels of racing and how the wild cards kind of work, if you look back into episode 3, we actually had Kale on, who we do run through kind of the associations and the levels of the sports and kind of how to get into it. So the wild cards is one way.
I need to go back and watch that because I still don't fully understand it. Yeah.
So neither do we.
So we go there, and I took second place. I lost by a skate blade to Matt. It was a great race. It was a really fun track. It was small, but it was really fun. I earned a wild card spot into Yokohama. I was already booked to fly from Finland. My girl and I were going to Amsterdam to party and then go back to the States. She went back to the States, and then from Amsterdam, I went back to Yokohama. I had a layover in Russia. That's where all the shit went down. So my Amsterdam flight,
of course it is. It's Russia.
It's fucking Russia, man. Just kidding, Putin. I love you. So
please let me back in.
please. There's supposed to be a race there coming up soon. Please let me back in. I fly from Amsterdam into Russia, and my flight leaving Amsterdam was an hour late. So therefore I got to Russia actually a little more than an hour late. And once you get in from another country, you have to like go through customs and do all this shit. And by the time I got to my gate, fucking plane was gone. I do not have a visa. And the next flight out was 24 hours later. It took me about 3 hours in the airport of waiting in line, going to other places, waiting to finally get to the place I needed to be for them to tell me like, hey, you're stuck here, but you can't stay here. You also can't go out into our country because you don't have a visa, and if you get caught out there, we'll kill you, or something along those lines.
It's like jail.
I was like, well, what am I supposed to do? My flight's, 24 hours. And I wasn't the only – there was many other people that missed their flights that didn't have visas. There was actually other racers that missed their flights. Eric and Jim DePauli.
Oh, DePauli. Yeah.
Yeah, but of course they weren't on my flight, and I didn't see them. And I actually think Eric was coming from somewhere else, and he missed his flight somewhere else. He wasn't in Russia, but DePauli was in Russia. They basically make us sit around the airport. They're like, hey, because of the inconvenience, we're going to give you a voucher to go get some food so you can feed yourself. They give me a voucher for, I think it was like 800 rubles, which is like $10. $8. I go to a restaurant and it's like 3,000 rubles for a meal, and I'm like, what the fuck? I can buy like half a piece of bread and water with this.
It's a Russian meal, man.
Yeah. And
but usually it's mixed in a bottle and it comes in vodka labels.
yeah, that's after it sits for a while.
Sorry, Dimitri. Sorry.
I go and eat this great fucking meal, and then we sit around for another like 3 hours in the airport. They take us to this shuttle bus, and this shuttle bus drives us to a hotel.
Gulag, right to the gulag.
Yeah. This hotel that's like right outside of the airport, but that's still like gated in. Like we went through gates to get in. And so we go in, and they're escorting us out off the bus into the hotel there's all these Russian like security guards. They're all in black suits. No one is saying a fucking word, man. Like no one says a word to us. They're just go this way. And so we're walking through. We get up. They check us in. They put us in our room, and they tell us you stay there for night. And so I stayed there for night. I get up the next morning. They served us this shitty breakfast. They gave us this
eggs and wieners.
No, I wish, man. I wish I got some wieners in the morning. They gave us 2 different types of yogurt, little things of yogurt that both were horrible. They gave us some really shitty fruit and like some type of granola stuff. Nothing of substance. I eat what I could of this shitty breakfast, and then I'm like, okay, well, my flight's not until way later. There's a gym in the hotel. I'll fucking go I'll go do like a 2-hour workout. And
why not?
Burn some time, right? So I get my workout gear on, and I'm all, I'm starting to like, at least I can work out, whatever. I'm heading out the door, and I go down, and they have the security guards, these Russian men in suits, standing, at the check-in table on this floor, just like that. Yeah, looking this big bodies, and blocking the elevator. And so I kind of like,
no.
Yeah, dude, that's such a good run. You need to do my Russian impersonations when I say this.
Just dub it
I've
over.
coached hockey over there for years, man. I know what it's like.
Oh, dude. So I walk up, and I was like, hey, I'm just gonna go get a workout in, and the guy's not looking at me when I'm talking to him. He's looking straight ahead, and I'm like, hey, man, I'm gonna go get a workout in. Is it all right if I like use this staircase? And he's just like looking, not acknowledging me at all. And then he turns to me, he goes, no, go back to room. I was like, I'm going to go back to my room now. So
I no longer have workout clothes on. I have a diaper on.
So I went back to room, and I stayed in my room until they fed us lunch, which the lunch wasn't bad. And then they took us back to the airport. And then I got on the airplane, and that's when I ran into the other guys. So I made it out alive. So cheers to making it out of Russia alive.
Dude,
well done.
It was definitely one of the sketchier moments where I was like, would they wouldn't kill us, would they?
Yeah, like, wait, would they?
just because of the inconvenience of having us miss our flights.
Oh, man.
You don't know what goes down in Russia, man. And I was wearing this, so
Yeah, I see you. That was probably your first mistake. I was told when I was over there, when I was coaching hockey, to tell everybody that I was not from the U.S., that I was from Canada.
Just because they hate Americans, apparently, or what?
I don't know what they like and what they don't like. I didn't want to take the chance, though, because it is Russia.
I wouldn't want to take the chance there.
No. But I did find out they do love their vodka. I found out that after you take a shot of vodka, it's best to chase it with a spoonful of honey. So if you haven't done that yet, I highly recommend it because it takes all the bite out of everything, and it makes even shitty vodkas taste great.
See, that's quitter talk. You should really just chase a shot of vodka with another shot of vodka. What are you doing wrong? We're in Russia. Did they not teach you this?
I like the honey. I'm a big shot guy. Not necessarily vodka, but I love tequila.
Well, it's because it makes your clothes fall off.
You're pretty close to Mexico, though, so you just got to jump across the border, right? Climb that fence.
I'm pretty close. Yeah, climb the wall that Trump built. But I'm actually a quarter Mexican. My mom's maiden name is Andrea Felicia Zamora, and she's 50%. And my grandma is like from Mexico. Like I have like a whole half of my family that is straight up like Mexican, and I see my great grandma and mijo, and everything. So
it's funny because you're like the whitest kid around, honestly.
Yeah. This straight up white boy with a mullet over here. And but on Obs, on your trick for the vodka shot with honey after it, everyone takes tequila shots the same way. You go lick the salt, right? You take the tequila shot and then you suck the lime. That's how everyone does a tequila shot. I do a tequila shot the right way. No salt. Get the lime juice in your mouth. So you suck on that lime real nice and good like. You take the lime out, and then you still have the lime juices in your mouth, and then take the shot of tequila. And I'm telling you, it's a
game changer.
I think you're doing that wrong, you see. You got to do the suicide tequila shot. It's all about the suicide tequila shot. You got to snort the salt, drink tequila, and then squirt the lemon in your eye.
Oh, see, no, that's just ridiculous.
It's the suicide tequila shot. It's how it should be. Honestly, the best part of that is the lemon in the eye, because we all know tequila tastes like ass. So,
Ozzy, you just like pain too much, my man. You just like pain.
It is good fun. Well, that's what
being from Australia, that's all he knows is pain. You seen the spiders over there? You seen the scorpions, the snake? Dude, have you seen the fucking mosquitoes over there?
Dude, have you seen the kangaroos? They get
epic. Epic.
They look like they've been following one of my Atomic Athlete programs, man.
Just straight up, I've seen the photos of the kangaroos because they actually do flex to try and like I guess assert dominance. And I've seen it, I was like, is that Britain?
Before I forget,
to snap you and be like, hey buddy, are you in Oz?
Before we let it go, though, for the program, for people who want to follow you because you're such a fucking beauty and a character and such a tremendous
patriot
ambassador for the sport. Yeah, I'll go with that one. Where can people find you? Where's the best place to get a hold of you, look you up?
Britton, my first name, Brittan at atomic-athlete.com. And that's my business email. So anything for programming, if you're in the Austin area, want to come check out the gym, get a training session with the mullet, hit me there. On Instagram, I'm not so great _ Britton, Brittan. I post some ridiculous stuff. I'm not a big social media user. I don't post 2 or 3 things a day. I just kind of do it when I feel like it and have fun with it. But if you want to get on there to see some Mullet Mike stuff, see some fitness stuff, and then have a good time, then that's where you can see me on there.
No, honestly, thank you so much for being a part of this. I think we got through most of your training plan. We may have missed, I think, like the last part there.
You just have to taste him up to find that it's fine.
That's about to say. That's one of those things. Just give you a little taste, a little teaser.
There you go. See, so that's what I'm talking about. If you're curious, if you're a beginner for ice cross, if you're a new viewer, please hit up Mullet Mike. He's been a fucking gorgeous beauty for us. He's coming on our show here. He's taking the time out. He's got are those blenders? Is that what?
No. These are
okay. All right. So what are those? Because those are even better.
These are Filthy Shades, my friend. This is a Canadian company out of Canada, up above the U.S. of A. If you don't know,
the Snow Mexicans is what I hear they're called.
Exactly. That's what you call them. Apparently, I've never heard that before, but I love it. And yeah, Filthy Shades, the Filthy Shades on Instagram. These guys are absolutely insane. They're one of my sponsors, and they have awesome content. They're undercharging so hard. With my discount, Mullet Mike 69, you can get these bad boys right here for less than $20. Less than $20 right here.
That's like 40 Australian dollars for everyone else listening.
How about this? If someone buys a pair of sunglasses with your discount and then takes a shoey with it, how about we give away some hat or something? I think I got a crashed ice hat that I can give away.
Absolutely. Mullet Mike 69, the Filthy Shades. You can follow them on Instagram. Check them out. And yes, by all means.
No, that sounds absolutely perfect because I'm going to be getting a free hat, I guess.
Well, before we let you go, you've given us some tips on the mullet, which there really wasn't any. You were just beauty and you let it up.
I know, I'm so angry at that.
The tip is it's from within. You gotta trust your own oils to do what's right. So if you just listen to your body and don't put those chemicals on your head, I'm telling you, you'll have that Texas tailgate, you'll have that Kentucky waterfall, you get that Florida fountain, you'll have the Alabama business casual, I mean the Mississippi mudflap, you'll have it if you just trust yourself.
Man, if I do that, I'm going to come on the show next week and I'm going to prove to the viewers how much it helps.
No, okay, so here's the other thing, too. I learned this from Matthew McConaughey. All right, now McConaughey says that because he doesn't use anything. He doesn't use body wash. He doesn't use deodorant. He doesn't use any type of chemicals on his body.
All natural.
All natural. So he said that it takes a while for you to get the toxins out of your body. But once they're out, I'm telling you.
Game changer.
Goddamn game changer.
Watch, you'll see me next week just completely dirty as hell.
I haven't slept or showered in 3 weeks.
McConaughey told me not to.
Mullet Mike, you've given us all these tips, right? I have one question for you, and I'm kind of curious because the way that we do things in Ice Cross Downhill, when we generally are coming home from events, it ends up being a Sunday, which happens to be a Sunday fun day for most of us. What would you say is Mullet Mike's best hangover cure for a Sunday fun day?
Now, is this one of those hangover cures where you want to continue drinking on that Sunday and you just want to get over the Saturday debauchery, or do you want to just feel good on a Sunday? Because these are two totally different things, two totally different animals.
For me, from this is like the recovery from the Sunday fun day, because the recovery from Saturday night
Monday
is,
after.
Yeah, it's Monday badness, I guess.
Okay, yep. Yeah. We'll go with that.
Okay, all right. So here's a story for you, true story. We went out in Yokohama, and we went pretty hard, and I don't remember a lot of it. I do remember the next morning waking up on a couch in a hotel, not a hotel room. I was on like the 6th or 7th floor of a hotel on like one of those couches that's like right outside the elevators. I woke up on the couch with my phone sitting on my chest. Luckily, no one stole my phone or my wallet. Please, where the fuck am I? And not only did I wake up on a couch in a hotel outside of an elevator, not in a room, it wasn't even my hotel. I had to then find out where I was and get to my hotel, where I continued drinking. I went with Jack and his sister and one of her girlfriends. We went to this insane brunch, continued drinking on Sunday, started traveling home, drinking on there. So by the time I got home, it was a Monday. I was a proper fucking mess. But I'll tell you, for Mullet Mike, the number one thing you need to do, the key, the secret, is sweat. If you go hard in the paint, you're drinking, go get you a good fucking sweat on. Go work out, go for a run, go sit in the sauna. Make sure you're hydrated. You got to properly hydrate. You got to sweat the bad out, but you got to hydrate. And that doesn't just mean drinking water. You got to have them electrolytes. You got to have that salt, that sodium. It's a necessity. That's my trick to curing a good hangover is just sweating it out. You got to sweat out the evil.
Oh my goodness, Luke!
Try that next time.
I was gonna say I don't even know what to say. Do you have anything else to add, brother?
No. That I was gonna say shout out to Shram for the sister. How you going?
She's awesome. She's awesome, man. She braids his hair. He has incredible hair.
I know he does.
And
does she also dye his hair too? Is that part of the deal? I believe there was a little bit of a green tint in there at one point.
Yeah, go dye your fucking hair.
Sorry, Shram. I love you, brother. Sorry.
I do too.
But she did a little warrior braid in my mullet, and man, I felt the level of confidence that I don't know that I've ever felt. You know, when I got the mullet originally, the confidence just went to a dangerous level. And but what I had that battle braid in there, that mullet battle braid, and man, another level.
But yeah, so I got nothing else. Yeah, this has been fantastic. It's been a great way to spend Tuesday morning.
Dude,
Tuesday morning. It is Tuesday morning.
Yeah, buddy. I've been doing this since 9 a.m. today.
Oz is sitting there drinking with us on a Tuesday morning in Australia. I love it. I absolutely love it.
The things you do for the sport, right?
Well, we honestly can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your night, coming and joining us, allowing the viewers a little bit of insight into your day, what makes Mullet Mike, a little bit into your training regimen, your diet, the hangover cure, all that stuff. We really appreciate you coming on, brother. It's unbelievable.
Oh, I am so fucking pumped that you guys are doing this. And I shit you not, during this shutdown that we're in right now, I've kind of gotten into podcasts a little bit more and been watching them. And I'm like, man, you know what would be fucking awesome is an ice cross podcast. And then a week later, I see you guys pumping it up, and I'm so thankful that you guys have taken the initiative and are doing it. And y'all are great at it. No, I love it. And y'all's personalities are awesome together, and you guys are incredible. And I've really enjoyed hanging out with y'all and spending some time talking shit.
Well, it's all about, mate. If you can't talk some shit, then you're not really having fun.
Exactly. But give it one more time for the people watching. How can they get a hold of you? How can they follow you?
Yeah, at @notsogreat_Britain, BRITTAN on the gram. Just follow all Mullet Mike shenanigans. And then business-wise, if you want some programming, if you want the tips and tricks for any type of training, that including ice cross, Britain, again, BRITTAN at atomic-athlete.com. You can also check out our online programming, atomic-athlete.com's got it all. We got the works for you.
We thank you guys. We challenge you again. Subscribe to our channel here. You can follow my personal Instagram, Auby1987, Facebook, TJ Albrecht. Aussie Crasher, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so again, nice and easy. Aussie Crasher on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
Our channel, AubyNAussie. Subscribe here on YouTube. Questions, comments, concerns, business inquiries, AubyNAussie@gmail.com. Again, we're just two freaking goofballs who love action sports, want to chat a little bit more and grow the sport of ice cross. Your favorite ice cross, Ginger and Aussie, signing off for now. And until next time,
it's all downhill from here.
Got the party jumping and tearing out the right. I'm talking mosh pit, jumping, party not stopping till early morning. Hang from the ceiling, that's how we on it. If you're not fit, here's a warning. Yo, stand up, stand